What's good, everyone? Welcome back to British 876 Sports. Here, we provide real and authentic football and sports analysis. Tune in to discuss and dissect sports, feelings, facts, and opinions. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video, and always comment. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into Manchester United, Ruben Amorin, and the early season downfall. So it's the aftermath of yesterday's EFL Carabao Cup loss to Grimsby, a side that I've never heard of before yesterday. Grimsby is a second division side. So so there's a championship, there's League One, and there's League Two. So they're a fourth tier English side that we've lost against. How was that possible? Following the game, I was extremely livid because it's early season. The season has just started, and we are already fetching for reasons as to why Manchester United isn't performing. Now, the only reason for me is that Ruben Amorim's tactics is the reason why we're not performing. From the latter end of last season, I'm speaking about games such as Lyon, games such as Liverpool, Arsenal, whichever game that we seem to put up a good fight. It's as if we go behind Lyon, for example, and then in the last of the game, in the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, when tactics is out the window, then you see the players performing and coming to the front. Now, I've looked on social media and I've seen so much downfall, so much attack about the players which apparently sacked previous managers, most of which are new players. And yet the players are being blamed for this dreadful performance. Now, leading the line for us yesterday was Sesko. $80 million signing. Mbeumo and Cunha, $60 million signing. Meno, talented midfielder. Ugarte, $70 million signing. Dorgo, $30 million signing. Dalot, seasoned veteran. Maguire, seasoned veteran. Fredrickson and Haven, two youngsters in the back, and Onana. A very good side. Some people say that that side should be able to beat Grimsby, regardless of the coach, whoever is coaching the side. Now, if you think about this, how on earth those players weren't sent out there to just express themselves. They were sent out there with rigid instructions. That's the first thing. How rigid instructions, rigid formation, rigid tactics. Now, how on earth can you say in the same breath that those caliber players should be able to beat Grimsby without a manager? They should, and they would without a manager. But the thing is, we had a manager, one that sent out the players with rigid instructions and tactics. So there's no way you can look and say they should have beaten Grimsby even without a manager with the caliber players we have. That is true. But we were sent out with rigid instructions. Now, Ruben Amorin came out and he gave a very lackluster post-match interview. Let me see if we can find it. Let me see if we can find it. He's saying something has to change. That's what Ruben Amorin is saying. Something has to change. That's his words. And the players showed what they really want. I don't want to misquote him. I'm trying to find it. Ruben Amorin, something has to change. Where is it? I think the players spoke really loudly about what they want to do today. Something has to change, and they are not going to change 22 players. That is the biggest problem also. To see the same mistakes and nothing to say in the moment. I'm really sorry for the fans. It's too much sometimes. We started the game without any intensity. The idea of the pressure, we were completely lost. It is hard to explain. That's why I think they spoke really loudly. What are you saying? When you lose, but you see something new, it's different. When you see something like today, it's hard to talk about that. It's like this man are talking of parables. I mean, I have no idea what Ruben Amorin is trying to say. So we played Menu, somebody who I've been calling to play. He was okay. But again, nobody's doing well in this side. Nobody. Everybody's struggling. Menu misplaced some passes. You know, even Ugarte, who apparently should know his statics, he took Ugarte off halftime, put on Bruno, put on Embuemo. We scored through Embuemo, and Harry Maguire scored a header late in the game. I just believe, and I'm like a scratch record at this point, I just believe if if we had a more open-minded coach, one who would allow the players to actually express themselves, you know, one who deviates from this rigid formation, this rigid mindset and thinking, change it some games. Today we're playing Bloomsbury, just play a four at the back, play three midfielders, play three attackers. It don't have to be this rigid 3-4-2-1 or whatever he interprets it as. Because it's not even the formation is the problem. Because I've seen other coaches play three at the back, four in midfield, and three up top. I've seen Xabi Alonso play it at Leverkusen last season. This season I've seen what's the name of the Palace coach? I've seen that man play it. I've seen the Fulham coach play it. I've seen so many other coaches play three at the back. I've seen Inter Milan play it. He never deviates. He never says, all right, three at the back, three in midfield with two wing backs and two up top. Let's try that some games, right? No, he sticks to his formation, sticks to his guns. He's not changing anything. And then he comes out in the press conference extremely adamant, without remorse, some fake remorse to the fans, and with no apology, with no indication that he's at fault by any means. Doubles down and playing his formation again. Throws players under the bus. But then I don't know what I mean by these players spoke really loudly today based on their performance. What does that mean? I don't know. Every game he comes out, he scripts. He speaks really well as if he's scripting something. Listen, he doesn't have enough time, and I think he knows. I don't think these modern day coaches even they are scared to be getting fired. They are not. I think they leave with a payout. I think them don't care. And then there's this idea that you buy players to suit the manager. So every new coach that comes into the club, we should just buy 11 new players. If him can get 3 to 4 to 5 new players to implement with the additional players that were already there and improve the team and actually perform and compete, then I don't think that's a good coach. Because why on earth is that club? Why should a club get 11 new players for a new coach? What is the certainty? Financially, it don't make sense for the club. And footballing wise, it don't make sense. So we should buy players to suit this formation, this rigid 3-4-2-1 formation. We should buy players for his liking. The other thing now, people need some discernment, and you need to sit through this through what's been said, and don't wait until it reaches the mainstream if you have an idea. Like, think for yourself. He says he likes Kobe Manu. You really think he likes Kobe Manu? He plays 2 first games, no minute. Now plays him today against a 4th division side, and then after the game, he's throwing the players under the bus. Which players do you think he's talking about? He's now playing Casemiro. When he just came, he tried to freeze out Casemiro. You really think he likes Casemiro? He doesn't like Rashford, he doesn't like Sancho, he doesn't like Garnacho because these players have influence and somewhat importance to the fans. And these modern day coaches want to be the beginning and the end. They want to be the one that gets the praise, the one that be the one that gets the criticism as well. The formation is poor. The players are struggling to play. Nobody's standing out in this team. If I should clutch at straws and say, okay, a few players are standing out, Dorgo at left wing back seems to be loving his freedom in the attacking sense. He's always running forward. You know, his final end product isn't the greatest. Lenny Yoro, on defending, is always seem to be pulling out some last ditch challenges, and on the ball he's actually good. You know, those are the only two players I could give any sort of benefit of the doubt. Cunha is struggling. Mboma is struggling. He's more of a wing player. He's now being told to play in this rigid inside forward position. If it was a 4-3-3, he would be on the inside and the outside, depending on where the attack is taking place and how the game and how the attack is progressing. Now it's rigid. He has to stay in that channel. He has to stay in that channel. And now, obviously, the people say, "Oh, he did it at his previous club, Sporting." Yeah, the players did it. The players are the reasons why. So it's the same tactics he took to Manchester United, and it's not worse players are at Manchester United. Those players played in the Portuguese league, and those players, and however he interpreted the formation and the system at Sporting, he clearly isn't doing the same at United because he plays Dalot at right back. He doesn't play through his midfield, and I'm sure that the midfield at Sporting, Hummelen, was frequently on the ball when I watched Sporting. Frequently on the ball, right? Trinquao and Quenda was two very attacking players on the right flank. Now at United, why is it that they seem so rigid? Why? Of course, I'm trying to see if the players are at fault, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that they are at fault. Now we have games coming up, and the entire fan base is dejected. We are dejected, I'm sure. What are the fixtures at? We're very dejected. Let me go on this site. Man United. We're about 16th in the table. And the league has just started. 2 games. And we're 16th. That's crazy. All right, let me see who we have coming up. I think we have Burnley coming up on Saturday. And then the following, what's that? Saturday or Sunday, we have Man City. We go to the FA to play Man City. So we play Burnley at home. Now, mind you, I totally have no faith, zero faith in this manager. If at some point we start to click, I will stand corrected and saying everybody else was wrong, most people were wrong, and Ruben Amorin just needed time. I guarantee you that won't happen. I could actually put everything I have on it. That will not happen. You can already tell. We played an entire half season last year, more than half the season last year, and it was worse than the previous coach. And we start the season worst with better players. So if we come good against City at the Etihad and then against Chelsea the following week, I wouldn't put it on the coach. I would just say, oh, the coach is the reason. See, he's not performing. No, the players just can turn up some games. It's football. The ball is round. City might have an off day like Arsenal did on the opening day of the season. They might be poor. The opening day of the season, that's the worst I've seen Arsenal. And people gave us praise saying, oh yeah, whatever. I'm like, Arsenal were really poor on that day. So more Premier League games coming up on the weekend. Chelsea open the fixtures. Wait, the game I play Friday now. Chelsea open this weekend against Fulham. Um, Chelsea should win that match. Let me just gamble and guess a score. I think we played Fulham and we drew 1-1. I think Chelsea will beat Fulham about 3-0. Ball round, let us see. Then next Manchester United plays Burnley at Old Trafford. I think we might edge that game 2-1. I think we might edge that game. Obviously, Cunha can turn up, Mboma can turn up, Sesko can turn up. If the man ever starts Mason Mount in that game at home, if he ever starts Mason Mount and Dallo and the same Bruno Casemiro, I'm just gonna be dejected. Why we need to see these poor performances all through to Christmas? To realize that this doesn't make sense. Give the interim to anybody, they will do better. Just change this formation. And we still don't have no confidence that even when we change the coach, we might improve. But give it a shot. Try something else. This man, too egotistical. Thinks information is the be end and all. And I think he's just learning on the job. He's not trying his best to win. He's not trying his best to put the best side out, to perform the best. He is trying his best to hone his formation, to ensure that his 3-4-2-1 formation, he's trying his best to maximize his formation. He and his coaching staff from Sporting, they're trying to come to the Premier League as Manchester United's coaching team and trying to induce that system only. They're not trying to change anything to get a win. They're not trying to win. They're not trying to improve. They won't change anything. If he changes his formation, the fans won't even blame him. The media might say, okay, he has lost because he changes his formation, but they're fickle. Give them a couple of weeks. Once we improve, they will hop on the bandwagon. So what else I can say about this United team? It was Grimsby. We lost against Grimsby. Went 2-0 down, almost 3-4-0 down. The players started to play desperation football. So once that began, formation and tactics is out the window. There is nobody in their ears, even if he's on the sideline talking. Then, lo and behold, they came back into the game. That is without a coach, he just put 11 players out there and they should win. Yeah, because at that point, the coach's instructions are out the window. Even by instructions, his instructions are out the window. He forfeits whatever he told them initially. And now, it is desperation. Go get a win. Do what you need to do. Put on a peer attacking player. Bruno in midfield. Crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. So yeah, that's the fixtures for this weekend. Manchester City, Burnley, Sunderland, Brentford, Tottenham plays Bournemouth, Wolves play Everton, Leeds play Newcastle, Man City plays Leeds play Newcastle, Brighton hosts Man City, Nottingham Forest plays West Ham. Oh, there's a big game, Liverpool Arsenal, right? The 1-2 from last season. That should be a big game. You should see how both teams are actually coming along. Yeah, guys, Saturday, Manchester United plays Burnley at Old Trafford. Come on, you Reds. Let's do this. Let's get these 3 points. Nothing else is expected. Nothing else is accepted. Come on, you Reds.